Okay, let's look at homework 3.6, 3.7, number 8, right? So we need to evaluate this limit at infinity, right? So let's try that. All right, so I'm gonna use a couple different methods. So for part A, I'm gonna use this method. So what you do is we're gonna look at the bottom one. The highest power is x cubed. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by x cubed, right? So we have 1 over x cubed, right? Then what you get is going to be, right, we still have limit, right, as x approaches infinity, right? So it's going to be a big fraction. Let's see. So you have a 4 divided by x cubed is 4 over x cubed, right? Then negative 7x over x cubed would be one of the x cancel out, so it's going to be minus 7 x squared, right? 2x cubed divided by x cubed is just going to be 2, right? And 5 divided by x cubed is 5 over x cubed, right? Then this is easy to evaluate. As x gets larger and larger, goes to infinity, 4 over x cubed is 4 divided by extremely large number, so it's going to be close to 0. Right, 7 over huge number squared is going to go to 0 as well. Right, 5 over huge number cubed is going to be 0. All right, so what's left is 0 over 2, which is just 0. All right, so that's the first one. All right, and here's another method. When you have limit as x approaches infinity, what you can do is you can ignore everything but the leading term. So for example, on top you have a leading term is negative 7x. Right, on the bottom leading term is 2x. Right, so we ignore everything else, we take the limit. So limit as x approaches infinity, right? So you have a negative 7x on top, so that's the leading term, over leading term on the bottom is 2x, right? Then try to simplify, so x is on top and x on the bottom cancel out. If you take the limit of a constant, negative 7 over 2 is still negative 7 halves, right? And that's the limit, right? So that's another way. And first way was dividing by the highest power on the bottom, or the second method is just to just keep the leading coefficient, then take the limit. All right, on the bottom, I'm going to try to do the first method. So if you look at the bottom, you see that the highest power is x. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by x. All right, then you have a limit as x approaches infinity. Right, 4 divided by x is 4 over x. Right, negative 7x squared over x would be negative 7x, right, just x cancel out. Right, on the bottom you have 2 and plus 5 over x. All right, then you can see that as x goes to positive infinity, 4 divided by a huge number approaches 0. Right, 5 divided by a huge number approaches 0. Right, here negative 7 times positive large is going to approach negative infinity. Right, So you can see that it's going to be 0 plus negative infinity, which is negative infinity, over 2. All right, dividing negative infinity by 2, it's still negative infinity. So this is going to go to negative infinity. All right, let's type these numbers. All right, first answer was 0. Right, next one was negative 7 over 2. Right, then last one is negative infinity. Right, let's see if these are correct. Submit for testing. All right, I came back and it looks like we got them all correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.